One of the ways to help people get asthma under better control is to be sure that they have a plan and can make it work in their own lives. You will be watching a scene between Rosa and her health educator that models a technique called Teachback that can be very useful. It is a communication style that may feel awkward at first and needs practice, but can really help you figure out both if the client is understanding your teaching and instructions, and very importantly, if you are understanding the client's concerns and questions. This scene takes place when Rosa stops in to see the health educator at her neighborhood health center. You will notice that the health educator starts by asking Rosa to explain what she already understands about giving Tony his asthma medicine. Then the health educator adds new information and repeatedly checks in with Rosa to be sure she is understanding. Lastly, she asks Rosa to explain in her own words and demonstrate what she will do when she leaves the health center. This is the heart of the Teachback process.
Hi, Rosa. How are you?
Hi, Barbina. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are things going?
I had an appointment today at the clinic, but before going home, I wanted to stop by and see you and show you how I'm giving Tony his controlled medicine with a pink pump. I just wanted to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. And I was going to bring Tony today with me, but he's in school.
Oh, don't worry about it. You can probably bring him the next time that you're in the clinic. I remember how worried you were about giving him the controller medication and how we sat down and we drafted a goal sheet on what to do with Tony. So, how are things going so far?
He's doing great. He's sleeping better. He's not waking up with coughing so much, and he hasn't missed school.
Oh, Rosa, that is fabulous. I'm so happy for you that you took this step. You're following your goal sheet, and Tony's actually doing really well. You're doing such a great job.
Thank you.
So, why don't we get started by you showing me how you actually give Tony his medication? I have an inhaler. It doesn't have real medicine inside, but you can use it so you can show me. And I also have a spacer that you can use.
To be honest with you, I haven't been using this spacer with Tony.
Okay.
It's just that I don't understand why he has to use this, and I feel it's much easier without it.
Okay. Well, maybe I can help you understand why is it important to use this spacer. So, take a look at how the inhaler throws out the mist. Does it go really slow or does it go really fast? What do you think?
It's going pretty fast.
Okay. So, once Tony's taking the medication with his inhaler, the medication is going in really fast and it gets stuck in his mouth and in the back of his throat. So most of the medication is not going inside of his airways. So Tony's not getting all of the medication. Now, with time, the inhaled corticosteroids actually build up in the back of his mouth and throat and can cause a thrush infection. So it's really important that after you give him the medication, you rinse out his mouth with water. Now, the spacer, what it actually does, it holds the medication for Tony. So when he's taking it in, it's going in slowly and it reaches his airways, so he's getting more of the medication. Okay?
Wow, I didn't know that. Well, I guess I can try harder with the spacer. But let me ask you something. Does he need to take the spacer to school? Because I don't think he liked that.
Well, not necessarily. You can actually give him the medication in the morning before he goes to school and then in the evening when he returns.
Okay.
Okay? So let's go over on how to use the inhaler with the spacer. I want to make sure that you're confident on using it, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do is that you're going to remove the cap from the inhaler and you're going to remove the cap from the spacer. You're going to make sure that nothing is obstructing the mouthpieces so he can get the medication. Afterwards, you're going to shake it a few times, maybe 4 or 5. You're going to place the mouthpiece of the inhaler inside of the opening of the spacer. Then afterwards, you're going to have Tony stand up straight so his lungs are fully expanded. you're going to have him take a few deep breaths in and out before placing the spacer in his mouth. You're going to place the spacer in between his teeth above his tongue, and you're going to make sure that his lips are wrapping around the mouthpiece. After that's done, you're going to press down on the canister, and you're going to have him take a slow, deep breath in. He's going to remove the spacer out of his mouth, make sure that his lips are shut, and you're going to have him count for 10 seconds while he's holding in the medication. Then he can exhale, and then you can wait 60 seconds and repeat the process again. Okay?
Okay.
So how does it seem to you, Rosa?
Okay, I guess.
So just so I can make sure that I taught you correctly, do you mind showing me how you would show Tony?
Well, first, I need to remove the caps of both the spacer and the inhaler. And then I want to make sure that the inhaler is clean, that nothing is obstructing the medicine, and also I need to check the spacer too. Then after that, I need to shake the inhaler like 5 times. After that, I'm going to attach the inhaler to the spacer like this.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna ask Tony to stand up, right? To stand up so that his lungs can fully expand. And I'm going to place the mouthpiece of the spacer inside Tony's mouth, between the teeth and above his tongue. And I'm gonna make sure that his lips are closing, are sealing the mouthpiece of the spacer. After that, I'm going to press the canister once, actually 2 times, because he needs to take 2 puffs. And then and then I'm gonna ask Tony to take a deep breath, a slow deep breath. And then he can remove the spacer from his mouth, and then he's gonna hold his breath for 10 seconds. I can count for him up to 10 with my fingers, and then he's gonna exhale.
All right, Rosa, what a good job you did. You followed all the steps. Only thing that I wanted to point out to you is that you want to do 1 puff at a time, and you want to wait 60 seconds to give him the next puff. So you have to repeat the process again.
Oh,
Okay? But you got all of the steps correctly, so I know you can do it. Good luck with everything, Rosa, and make sure that you give him his controller medication every day to keep him healthy and out of the ER. And if he starts having symptoms, make sure that you use the quick relief medication. If you have any questions, you can give me a call, or you're always welcome to stop by at any time.
Thank you. You've been such a big help, and I guess I'll see you soon.